Nothing can possibly go wrong. Where's fucking Teddy?
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list.
How did she?
I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Nice one.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Wow. The police. How did she end up on the list?
Understood. Please be careful.
Wow, this is cheeky. How did they do that? How did they do that?
I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
And now everyone comes.
Wow. There's nothing much inside that suspicious object. So he won't be gone long.
All right, and now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
I have a bad feeling.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh?
Seems that he understands what you are saying. Should you ask him? If we know in who is the first person he threw in, that gives us a good clue, I would say. But those two questions are the most interesting. Who'd you throw in first, or is saving killing people?
Huh? Me?
Okay, so he wasn't the one with the first victims. The first two victims were not made by him. Committed by him.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed.
This is so weird. This is so different from the person he was before. But he almost strangled Nanako-chan to death.
That's why I put them in there.
Who would kill them?
They were killed.
By who?
I couldn't save them.
Who killed them and why were we not the targets yet again? I mean, if you saved Yukiko by throwing her into the TV, what would have happened? How would they have killed her?
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her.
Yeah, but who? I mean...
And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place.
Yeah, but... What is... How does the killer kill? I mean, it looks like the killer killed by throwing people into the TV. It is pretty clear that they got killed by their own shadows inside the TV world. So what makes Namatame think throwing them into the TV would save them? I mean, it was mere coincidence that we fell into the TV in the first place, and that we saved Yukiko before her shadow could kill her.
His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
There is a killer, not another one. I mean, unless you count the copycat.
Indulge us in a few more questions.
Who killed the first two? Why the warning letters? Why did you enter the TV? Wouldn't be the question, how did you enter the TV? Oh, why did you with Nanako-chan? Okay, I think we can ask all those questions, but just to make sure. Why did you enter the TV? Who killed the first two? I guess he doesn't know that.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
And he didn't send the warning letters.
What are you talking about?
Yep, no warning letters. And why did you enter the TV?
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
As I thought.
You believe me?
Now, yes. It's pretty interesting so far.
Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things?
No, unfortunately not.
Mayumi.
Was Mayumi the announcer?
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please. Tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
I'm super tense right now. I just want to listen and observe right now. I think this becomes all very important.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Listen to my story. Oh, that reminds me of Final Fantasy X. This may be my last chance.
All right.
That's why you make different save slots. I think... Whoa!
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you?
So we need to find a motive why after Mayumi Saki was killed.
The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
Namate is casting his eyes downward painfully.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again. And I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
What made you think throwing them into the TV would save them?
And that was Saki-senpai.
So it's only coincidentally that after the fog sets in, that they turn up dead?
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did. So I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
Wait, that's not Saki, is it? It is Saki.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain.
Oh.
That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on! Please! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was gonna be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl.
But why? Why those two?
I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes. From the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine.
None interested?
We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her.
Oh, of course. That's what they all say.
She gave meaning to my life.
I can actually relate to that. I lost all meaning when my relationship ended. And then I began doing YouTube. Oh, that's not funny.
Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next, and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something.
Okay. He wanted to do something, and the only thing he could think of is throwing people inside the TV. And because they didn't turn up dead, he assumed, and they didn't turn up dead after the fog set in, he put it in his head together that he thinks, oh, she was safe because I threw her into the TV, so I do this every time now. Or something along those lines.
My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then?
Sorry, I have something on my finger that annoys me.
The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
Well, on the same screen, he saw someone get engulfed in shadow.
The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered.
Okay, well, it kinda makes sense. I mean, that's why he thought it in the end. That's why he connected the dots to himself that they get saved. Not necessarily by being thrown into the TV, but because we figured out that it could be related to the TV, went in there and rescued her. By accident.
Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again.
How would you do that, though?
If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
Oh, jeez.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission, give me a break. You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I mean, that's true.
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
Nope.
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die.
Would that actually be true?
Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
Wow, that took you long enough.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool.
Is that why our bond is the Fool's Arcana at first?
I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society.
Oh, well, that's an admirable aim. A lot of politicians suck really at that.
But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
technically he hasn't killed anyone. At least, well, we prevented them from being dead and he actually believed he would save them. So technically, I don't like the word technically anymore, but it's true. It may be not unforgivable for the sole reason that he truly believed it. And nobody believed him. I mean, nobody believed him. He went to the police, he went to the people he thought were in danger. And nobody gave him a second thought and just thought that he was insane. I mean, I can understand how he would come to this weird conclusion. By the way, I can't put my hand through my LCD screen. What's done is done.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that.
Huh?
I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences.
Well, the only one who was deeply injured was Nanako. Well, only was Nanako-chan. Everyone else was a little bit traumatized and drained. Well, not traumatized. I mean, we all went back to our normal lives and even improved on our personalities by a lot. So basically, he did something good by doing unintentionally something bad.
Kidnapping is already a serious crime.
Oh, right, the kidnapping.
I put all those lives in danger.
Yeah, oh, the kidnapping. Yeah, he really kidnapped a bunch of people and even injured one. Great.
I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well.
I mean, he could have jumped himself into the TV to make sure that the other world is what he believed to be. This is one doubt I currently have. Why didn't he went into the TV first himself and check the world before throwing people into it? That is not explained, but I guess that's all we gonna get.
Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
Which kinda happened, and I was pretty miserable about that.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
Yeah, exactly.
The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
Only a little? Well, then you can still talk.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Oh, we get not arrested for it.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
That's our plan.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
And there's the police officer thinking, what the fuck are they talking about? Take another step toward the truth. Zip, zip, and stippity bap. Oh man. Seeker of Truth Social Link has reached level 3. Your power to create persona of the Judgment Arcana has grown.
Now get out of here!
Get out of here! What are you doing in my basement? Get out of here!
I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
Where is he?
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
That was weirdly phrased. Fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Yeah, what happened with Teddy? Tomorrow you'll all be going out to talk to people in town. Will this finally help uncover the information that will lead you to the true culprit? You decided to go home early today and get some rest. Well, I expected them to let me go. So it's still Saturday, and now it's Sunday. Of course not. Or maybe, but before that I have to unleash Golden Fury. In any case, I'm so glad that this is not over. I mean, it was not that hard of a guess that I hit a bad ending. In any case, well, there's nothing else to do than to sleep. The game just wanted to give us a chance to save before we go on. Today is the day the school was founded, so you have the day off from school. You need to investigate the town. I wonder if you'll be able to gather the information you need to catch the killer. Oh, I hope so too. Well, if anything comes up, I'm back. Okay, I have a new option of question. Because this popped up after she told me that she didn't saw any other suspicious people in town. And now I question myself, is it true that there were no other suspicious individuals? Perhaps you should ask someone else about this. Okay, so far they all say they don't remember anyone suspicious new in town. So the one who needs to be behind the murder seems to be someone who already lives here, or already lived here for a very long time. Which would also explain why all of this happened in Inaba in the first place. I just had a weird thought. The murders happened the same day I arrived in town. Didn't it? Could it be... maybe I'm connected to this somehow? Oh, I hope they won't twist this as a thing like, you were the murderer all along without realizing it. Or something like that. That would be... a suspicious person, huh? Now that you mention it, my friend was saying she saw someone. I think she's just wandering around the shopping district, so why don't you ask her? Is she? Ah, probably a new person will pop up. Okay, huh? Someone told you that I saw a suspicious person? Oh, that! Remember Saki Kunishi, don't you? You know, she passed away a while ago. She told me how that Namatame person came to her one day and started spouting all this craziness. Something about the TV. I wonder what that was all about. His relation to Saki? Hey, I don't know what you're implying, but you've got it all wrong. Saki was a good girl. It's just that people misunderstood her. You must be referring to the time when Namatame tried to warn Saki. It seems the thing about Namatame making advances on Saki was a misunderstanding. Doesn't look like you'll find any more information on a suspicious person. You've gathered as much information as you could. You should report back to the group. I mean, this was all I could find. I went to everyone. Chinese diner Aya. You met up with your friends after you finished gathering information. This is the first time we're here.
I'm seriously pooped. This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and didn't hear anything good.
It was the same for me.
Damn it, I haven't saved.
There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit. Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all.
Aww.
The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town.
That's actually impressive. How is that possible? It must be someone who lives here. For a long time.
What should we do?
Well, one steak bowl, please.
First eating, then talking.
That's not what I meant. But then again, I guess we might as well take a break.
You can't think as good with a full stomach, though.
I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles.
Really would like to eat some original ramen from a real Japanese place. I'll finish eating the dishes that you ordered. Well, that was fast.
Now that our tummies are full.
Thinking is not good anymore because your tummies are full. Because biology dictates if your tummy is full, most of the blood in your body is in your stomach area and not in your brain anymore.
Let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't much.
You spoke with everyone about the information you gathered today.
So, to sum up, there really was no new information. The end?
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents. To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed.
Has it now?
There wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't, but otherwise the conditions are the same.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Yeah, that or the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone.
Do you have anything, Naoto? Any new, deductions?
Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case.
Huh.
The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Miss Yamano, as well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent.
No. It was just weird that Tsujima popped into my head, but no, he can't. He couldn't. Or maybe... No. He doesn't have any connection to... Nah.
Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion.
Good point. I mean, at first, Namatame made sense because he had the delivery truck, so sending in a postcard is not too far-fetched.
I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Why the hell? Who's texting me? Oh. Just sitting here won't help you think any better. You decided to go outside to get some fresh air. I really have the suspicions that I am the culprit all along, but...
It's snowing. No wonder it's chilly.
Isn't chili hot though?
It's freezing out here. Maybe this'll help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing. Hey, is it snowing?
Yep.
Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it.
There must be something that's been overlooked. It's urgent that you get over the roadblock facing you. The clues you need must already be in your hands.
What's the matter?
You should go over everything you know one more time. The culprit had some sort of connection with both Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi. And judging by the warning letters, the culprit most likely knows about the other side and what you did there. It's highly likely that they also knew what Namatame was doing and stood back to watch. Who would know all these things? Another oddity about the case is that there were almost no witnesses. Both warning letters seem to have been delivered directly to your house, but no one saw anyone suspicious. No one unusual was seen around Mayumi Yamano or Saki Konishi either. Despite the police dispatching an unusually high number of officers to perform a thorough investigation. Someone in this small town who fits all the facts. The person who seems to be the most likely culprit is... Yosuke Hanamura? No. Chie Satonaka? Yukiko Amagi? No. Teddy? Now that I think about it, he said he remembered something. Maybe he left because he figured out that but Teddy is a social link, and his social link is not maxed out yet. Teddy can leave the TV world. Teddy is not seen as a suspicious person. He had amnesia. But still, Teddy's social link is not maxed out. That is weird. That means Teddy... Can it really be Teddy? Teddy's the only one that would make sense. He is the wild card in all this. In all of this, Teddy is the wild card. He's the one with amnesia. He always lived in the fog world. And he couldn't remember anything. But what would be his motive? I mean, it fits. The profile kind of fits. And the amnesia is just too obvious to ignore. He suffers from amnesia, so he may not even... did not even do it on purpose. And my other suspect is Igor from the Velvet Room and the car he's in that seems to driving around in a different dimension. And I haven't told anyone about Margaret and Igor so far. I'm the only one who can go into the Velvet Room. Anji Tatsumi, Risa Kuchikawa, Naoto Shirogane, Yotaro Tojima, Nanako Tojima. Who was... Oh, Toru Adachi, okay. Tao Namatame. Kinshiro Murooka? Who's Kinshiro Murooka? All those names without images. Okay, what is Kinshiro Murooka? Oh! King Moon, okay. Mitsu Kubo. Mizuzu Hiragi, Noriko Kashigawa, Aebihara Koichiyo, Daisuke Nagase, Naoki Konishi, Sano Kurura, Sayoko Uehara, Shu Nakajima. Who's Shu Naka... Ewi Minami? They are so... Oh, I should have saved before that. Maybe I just... There. Now I have it in a different save slot. Most of those names... I don't have any connection with most of those names. The names, I have a hard time picturing them. I know this, I know that person. Ryotaro Dojima. Okay, I know that, I know that. Toru Adachi, that's him. Taro Namatame. Okay, that's that person. Mayumi Yamano. It makes no sense to me. Ah, there we go. I have a list of characters. Maybe... Oh, hopefully there are no characters that I haven't seen yet. Nami Hisano Kurura? Okay, Mayumi Yamano. Okay, that's her. Oh, there is a character I haven't seen before. Let's see, Mayumi I know who Saki is. Kinshido? Is that person? Mitsu? Okay, I know who that is. But that's not it. Let's search further. Mizuzu? I just need a picture. Okay, that's the wife, but no. Noriko. Oh, okay, that's the teacher. Okay, Hanaku. Oh, okay, that's definitely not her. She has not the smarts for that. Aibihara, no. Ko, no. Daisuke, no. Naoki Konishi, no. Who was Hisano? No, the old lady, definitely not. And she's not here anymore either. Who was Sayoko? Sayoko. Oh, okay, that's her, okay. Shu, no, that's the tutor. Yumi is from the club. Iri Minama? Iri Minami, oh, that's the mother. Okay, now I know who those characters are. But I mean, Teddy is the only one that would make sense. I think it's Teddy. Is really Teddy the one? He said he remembered something. Is it truly Teddy? Can't entirely rule it out, but the odds are very low when you consider all the information. More than anything else, he's your friend who helped you reach this far in the mystery. You see no real reason to consider him as a suspect. You should rethink this. Oh, okay, so it isn't Teddy. My second guess was him. He must have been careful to hide his ability to enter the TV world. Based on that assumption, it seems possible that it could be him. After all, as your uncle and owner of the house where you stayed, he could easily have observed your actions. Obviously, he had easy access to his own house, and he'd be more familiar than anyone else with the area. However, your uncle wants to solve this case even at the cost of his life. His only daughter Nanako was kidnapped by Namatame. Consider all the facts, there's very little to support Dojima as the killer. Okay. Sake of the suffering detective and his daughter Nanako, you must find the real suspect. Should carefully rethink this one last time. Okay, I was wrong 2 times. I think I just go through all the options and go with who I think it could... What did you know? thought this was one of the murder victims in the case. Oh. May have been sent by the killer came after their death. This person have been the perpetrator. Oh no! Okay, I screwed up, so... I have the feeling there has to be... someone on this list has to be it. And if I fuck this up, I get the feeling that the game will be just over again. I think... I mean, I can reload, and I just go from person to person. Yosuke Hanamura! Your companion didn't gain the ability to enter the TV until after the murder of Young... Okay. The alibis are airtight. More than that, however, they... Oh, you reached this far in the mist. Okay, great. Okay, let's see. Hanji, no, no, no. They can't be it. Dojima can't be it. Why would Nanako be it? Toadachi? Of course, if you look only at the circumstances, you can't completely rule out that possibility. Adachi may have been able to keep an eye on your actions. He would have been able to approach your house with ease, and he knows the area well. Thinking about it, you encountered him many times while investigating the case. You learned much about the police's movements from Adachi as well. There's no exact reason to doubt him, but something's bothering you. Adachi? He only acts like he's a bumbling buffoon?
Huh? What about him?
No way. Adachi? I mean...
Detective Adachi.
No way. Adachi? We revealed our secret in front of him, but he would already know.
A member of the police force. That is an interesting approach.
Is that really it? Adachi? I mean, he's the only one that is not a social link of mine.
It would certainly explain the lack of witness reports. It's the same reason no one ever reported seeing Namatame's truck.
This is a small town, so everyone must have known who he is. And since he's a detective, people definitely wouldn't have thought of him as being suspicious.
In fact, he could use his position to his advantage and hide critical information.
But he seems to be such a dense. How can he be the one?
Huh. Well, if you think of it that way, I guess it's possible.
Is he some kind of twisted evil genius who only has put on an act of being a nice guy?
But we're talking about Adachi here, right? I mean, really? Adachi? He's your textbook lousy detective. Are we really on the right track here?
Actually, regarding Detective Adachi,
Yes.
I'm not sure how to put it, but there's something that's been bothering me about him for some time now.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
Perhaps it's just my imagination, so I shouldn't speak too...
Oh. Gesundheit.
It's cold. I think we've cooled down enough here. Let's go back in.
Adachi. Well, he's the only one that is not a social link, that is not dead, and that is not ruled out by a lot of things. Adachi?
Adachi-san? That can't be. I mean, he said he came to escort Ms. Yamano and...
Wait, what?
What? Was he at your inn when the announcer was staying there?
Oh, okay, this is information that wasn't divulged yet.
When Miss Yamano was staying at our inn, the media were swarming all over it. That's when Adachi-san arrived, saying he'd been assigned to guard her. He told our waitress that fame could be rough.
Guard her? He didn't spend the night there?
Huh. I wonder if he knew Ms. Yamano.
Sid, we don't know anything. We don't know very much about him. We really don't know anything about him. We know so much about every other one of the suspects.
I don't know about that, but I heard he did call out to a girl in my class. I found out this afternoon. But I thought, you know, that's just how cops are. So I didn't think it had anything to do with the case.
Called out to a girl?
Detective Adachi also questioned Saki-san, the one who found the announcer's body, on numerous occasions.
I haven't even thought about that.
I heard it was because there was so little information about the case at the time, but
He just wanted to find out if she could become a threat to him.
it's certainly unusual to question someone with as strong an alibi as hers multiple times.
Then you think he had something else on his mind?
And that something is what connects those two victims to Adachi-san? Come to think of it, we've been running into that guy a lot, in all sorts of places. And every time he'd tell us what the police were doing before saying, "Oops, I said too much," and clamming up.
That is suspicious. I thought he was just a terrible cop. But he did that on purpose?
Was that all to throw us off the trail?
It would be no problem for him to drop that warning letter into your mailbox either. Not to mention the fact that he can destroy any evidence that might point to him.
Various peculiarities have begun to cast a suspicious shadow on Adachi.
And is it really Adachi-san?
I mean, we need to confirm this.
This is still only a tentative theory. We should work to confirm it as soon as possible. This is Naoto Shirogane. Something has occurred to me about the case, and I'd like to get Detective Adachi's input on it.
No.
Huh? The transport? It's right now? Right, I see. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
What was that about a transport?
Well, oh no.
Detective Adachi is headed to the hospital to prepare for Namatame's relocation. We must head there at once.
Things are moving quickly now. You feel that you are getting closer to the truth. BAM! That's the sign that I am right! I mean, I really had... I really was about to say, could it be? No, and then... I mean, I'm not that smart, but this makes sense, and I think at this point, the only way you could have figured out that Adachi is the one you are after is... The only thing that let him stand out is that he is one of the only ones you have no social link with, and is not dead, I think. Oh no, there's a teacher, and this other girl that is also not, but they are hardly it. I'm dumb, whatever. I'm enjoying this. How to create Judgment Arcana personas as well.